Good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, body clock's fucked. I was up all last night. Didn't go to bed till half 6. Sleeping for 3 days, so not tired. So it's live time. May as well have a chilled live. I shouldn't have said that, but have a chilled live because there's going to be no agitating either on panel or in chat. So yeah, we'll have a chilled one. I'm pretty tired, but I know some people don't like it, but I've got a big fuck off coffee to keep me going. So I'm good. I'm good for at least an hour or two. Evening, Nomadic. Morning, I should say, or evening for you. Morning, UK lady. Morning, Casgen. Morning, Ultra. Morning, Smiler. Morning, Dafter. Morning, John. Don't think I missed anyone there. Yeah, so it should be nice and quiet. There's a few other lives on, so you know, I'm outcast of the week, so we'll see what happens. See what happens. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, big up Nomadic, Brett. Wow, fella. Wow. Respect. Massive respect. Yeah, it is UK lady. Considering I haven't been around for a little while since sort of Christmas, only sort of sporadically. Still thinking about what sort of videos to make. Really, I do like the filters, but I do like to change them up now and again. So I'm still thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Thank you, Nomadic. Thank you, fella. I did hear that someone's stream got taken down earlier for smoking on screen, so I am going to turn my camera off while I'm smoking. Yeah, I do miss making the videos, but it's I don't know, it's a creative thing. It's like the guitar. I might pick it up for months on end and then put it down for a couple of weeks, and it's the same with making and editing videos. It's exactly the same. Oh, I know, Ron. I've joined the club. Morning, Adrian. Good morning. Good morning, Ron. Yeah, I haven't been on much today, to be honest. It's been a busy day. After not going to sleep till 7 this morning, I had to get up at about, I don't know, 11. A load of stuff to do and then go out this afternoon. So I have unsubbed from quite a few channels the last few days as well. I expect people can guess, but I don't need to spell it out because Tube is getting ridiculous. It's as mad as a box of frogs, as we'd say here in Wales. Evening, Gerbil. Good evening. No, I'm not going to wait too long till I get the link out. Yeah, no matter. Just, getting a bit of thingy. Me not responding, and then when I do respond, I'm the one in the wrong. So, I'd rather just unsub from them channels, and I don't see what's going on. Exactly, Ron. Yes, Don. Couple of days ill, and I slept for nearly 3 days. So last night I was up late. Not doing lives or anything, just watching and on a bit of a panel. But yeah, I thought I'd just do one for a couple of hours tonight. Morning, John and Kendra. Morning. Yeah, because I've been ill and stuff. I've got caffeine consumption to catch up on. Now I'm a little bit better. It just means that, sleeping for 3 days now, or, not up late last night and then up late tonight again should get me back in rhythm. Back in rhythm. Morning, Seth. Good morning. Was it a skinny arm that looked like a weenie ultra? I'm not interested in weenies. I'm just curious, but not bi curious. No homo. Breadsticks. Good morning, Vanda. All good, Vanda. Recovering from a man flu. Still got a little bit of a cough, but no, other than that, all right. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one getting back into lives, especially just sitting and talking till the panel opens up or whatever. But since I haven't been doing that many, it gives me a opportunity to interact with the chat a bit more. That's one thing I haven't got is chopstick legs. My calves are too big for my body. That's why they keep fucking playing me up. Yeah, I must say I was enjoying just not doing too much. So there's stuff going on there, just popping in the odd live, saying hello, you know, all nice and chill. Great. Come back and all fucking hell breaks loose. Great. Big up YouTube. Morning, Aaron. Cantees. There's me in the middle there, strangling a Muppet. Morning, Queen Ninja. There's plenty of Muppets about to strangle in there. Let's be honest. Yeah, do, John. Yeah, I can take it. Everyone else does. Salsa? Well, have you got chips and grated cheese to put in the microwave? I love nachos out the microwave. Fucking great. Big fucking heap of cool Doritos, load of cheese on top. Oh, get it melted. Bit of salsa, some chilies on it, jalapenos. Oh, did you have to wear them fancy like mincy trousers and that, John, when you went salsa dancing? No, he pressed and flared at the bottom and pressed down the center so hard you could fucking probably chop wood with them. Breadsticks, big up the breadsticks. I don't know what this breadstick arm thing is all about. I've seen it in a couple of chats, but I got no clue what it's about. Morning, London girl. Good morning. Mincy salsa trousers. Morning, drama. Or good evening, where you are. No message. Message. There it is. There's the flex. Don't flex too hard, it might snap at the elbow. Yeah, everyone's following everyone. Fuck it. Let's all be happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. I'll leave that a minute. Got a guest. Morning, drama.
That is a flattering photo, my friend.
Yeah.
It's
I
me,
know.
bro. It's me. It's me. It's me.
Morning
Hey,
or good evening, where you are.
evening, morning, same difference, kind of.
Yeah,
People are most likely getting up at this time of night to do overnight shifts, so it's technically morning for them if you want to think about it that way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a late one for me. I'm not usually up at this time, but trying to get my body clock back in order.
Uh,
Had a
I
f-
uh, I found out today. So, um, Ingested, the band I listen to, my favorite band. I know I talk on way too much. They're releasing a new album in a couple days, 3 days actually. So it's the 5th. That's when my vinyl is actually shipping. I
yeah,
found out I was looking through my Instagram. I follow Ingested on Instagram, looking at their story. People are getting their people. So I should have thought smart and like, oh, I could get this earlier if I get it off of an American brand. There's an American brand called Indie Merch. They're based in Ohio.
yeah,
It's only a state away from me. So get here, they ship. Like I pre-ordered a hoodie from there. It's shipping. It's already shipped. It's coming over to the post office near me and shipping to my house. Um, everything from the new album was supposed to ship the 29th on that store specifically, and I went on Empiricon, which is a store in Europe. That's where I
yeah,
ordered my variant from. I don't know if it. Oh, it's on here. Okay, I have it on my profile. That's what it looks like. It's a nice. It's a transparent green, blue, and red speckled vinyl.
yeah. I can see that. Yeah,
I'm not getting that until it releases. It releases the 5th. That's when it's supposed to ship out. And I looked at it just in store, and yeah, dude, people are getting their CDs and their vinyl variants already. I'm pissed off because I've been waiting for this, bro. I am so excited for this album. When I heard that song "Paragon of Purity," bro, I was hooked immediately, and I want to hear this whole album. From a review that I heard, there is clean vocals at the last song, like it's a very melancholic song, and that's what I'm waiting for. That's gonna be exciting.
yeah,
I mean, sorry.
yeah. I haven't really been. I've been keeping up with what's new and stuff, but there's very few bands that I really sort of wait for them to release stuff. I usually
Mhm.
find out afterwards. But yeah, I'm up on my more progressive metal nowadays.
Mhm.
I
I
go
got
from
into
Mastodon and
some prog stuff. Like, ever heard of a band called Periphery? They're a progressive metal band, more metalcore, but
yeah,
whatever. Also, there's a genre called gent. It's spelled Djent. That's what they're like one of the founders of that genre. It's a weird clanky genre. It's something I don't really like anymore. Back when you're young, you like almost everything, and then when you grow up, you find your specific genre that you like and the specific sound you like. And
yeah,
just it's the epitome of my metal taste. It's a mixture of death metal and deathcore, basically. Deathcore is just a fusion genre between hardcore and death metal, really. Well, more
yeah,
metalcore because metalcore is the fusion of metal and hardcore, and then if you, it's
yeah.
a
That's
whole
that's
debacle.
what my, that's what my son's into. Is more, like he likes all music, but his main thing is either technical guitar, um, or he's into his death metal, Whitechapel and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
Whitechapel actually
a lot,
got me. I got a record by Whitechapel actually. It's their newest record called Kin. It's a very nice album. If I can pull it
yeah,
out. It's right
yeah.
here.
I've still got I think it was their first release or their first album release, so it came with the album and their EP in a special sleeve. I've got that somewhere put away. Whitechapel.
They're an all right band. I do like their newer album. The clean vocals are really good. This is the variant I picked up. I got this actually at a record shop. So it's just black with some white speckles on there.
Have
It's
you been working today?
nah, man. I was off the last 2 days. I have been fucking just doing what I can, man. And from what I heard, I've been getting good recognition or not recognition, positive feedback from my managers. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
We got a bunch of new hires, and some of them are good, but there's this one kitchen girl who's fucking awful, man. She's so ungodly slow. We were slammed one night, and we were like so short staffed this one night. She was so fucking slow, and some of the guys won't help us out. Like the other night, it was just so how we close basically is in the summer you get three closers plus a manager, so it's technically four, but I'm gonna go
Yeah.
off of just the closers part minus the manager. So on during the summer when I started working there, at least it was three closers. Then it moved to two closers. Um, last Sunday, so a couple days ago, it was just me and a manager. We had
Oh,
our kitchen
well,
closer call out, and then we had another kitchen guy that was there until 11, but he didn't want to fucking close. Another guy I work with who's a front counter didn't want to help us out. They're so fucking lazy, bro. Like I would do shit for them, but they won't do shit for us.
yeah.
I really hate people that are like that. I'm that type of person. Eye for an eye type person. I do something for you, you do something for me, like that. Or I think I'm probably using the wrong thing. I think that one's more for revenge. Um, not eye for an eye is not the correct one. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
saying. That's what I'm that type of guy, and no one fucking does that. It's like, are we just not? Are we just not a team? Like that's what I'm thinking. We're not a team anymore. We're just people that we just are there to work. Understand we're there to work, but there has
Evening
to be
black.
some camaraderie or at least something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, when I was working, it was same job for a long time, but never ever had any problems. If needed to swap a shift, someone would swap, not a problem. Need shift cover because someone's ill, not a problem. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, very sort of we're just a bit family based, I suppose. Because if someone was going to be late for some reason, then someone would stay on from the night shift for a few hours for them, no questions asked.
I'm that type of guy, man. I'll help people out. I get called in at like this time of night. It's 8:30, 8:37 right now. I got called in at 8:30. You know what I did? I fucking biked there as fast as I could because I knew they needed my help.
Yeah,
Even if like there was one night I was working till 11, I was asked to close. I said, "Sure, it's more money for me and I get to help you guys out." People don't think about the more money aspect of it. They just think, "Oh, it's more work. Fuck, I don't want to do that." Dude, you're
yeah.
making more money if you think about it. Just another hour for work, it just adds up. Like, come on, man. I hate people that are lazy. I really do. Granted, I could be lazy myself. I fucking laid in bed all day, basically. But when I'm working, I work. When it's my off days, I rest. That's basically how I work. Is if it's my off days, I just rest in bed all day or most of the day. When it comes to working, I'm doing all I can at work. I'm
Yeah.
going above and beyond to my peers at work or my coworkers at work. I
Yeah,
understand it's
shifts
McDonald's.
go quicker as well, don't they?
Yeah, yeah,
If
just
you,
doing more work. It keeps your mind off the time. And I understand I work at McDonald's. I know it's not a big deal, but still, it's still a job. Every job has a purpose. If there weren't McDonald's workers, you wouldn't fucking get your fucking Big Mac meal after a divorce hearing. Hmm? If you don't want fucking just move down to Texas. They have an fully automated McDonald's.
yeah, I was
Cat.
watching some food reviewer the other day, and he was having pizza from a vending machine.
What the fuck?
I think it might have been in Canada. American guy, but he was over the border in Canada, and it was Papa John's out of a vending machine. Um, it was $8 Canadian for a cheese and tomato, 10 for a pepperoni, and he reckoned it was one of the nicest pizzas he's ever had, made by a
Interesting.
robot on the side of the street.
That is fucking scary. Isn't that dystopian? That's dystopian in a way.
It is quite dystopian, yeah. Means you don't have to go anywhere, sit down for a meal. You can just grab on as you go past on your way to or from work. There's a convenience in it, but don't know about that.
I don't know, man. How's things going in your country? Things are fucking popping off here.
Um, well, there's all sorts going on with the government and the opposition. They're all just full of shit. So I tried not to take any notice, to be honest.
I feel the same exact way, bro. Every time I hear an article about like fucking Biden, I don't even read it because I'm like, yeah, I've heard too much about this guy. I already have my feelings about him. So
Yeah, yeah. You can watch prime minister's questions over here, and from 1 month to the next, they're arguing about the same shit, and it's just yeah, you know.
oh, I heard something about a hate crime law up over there. If you misgender someone, you fucking go to jail for it. Is that true or is that not true?
That's true, and it's in
Uh,
Scotland. And J.K. Rowling is just she offered the police to arrest her for
yeah, I saw that. That's what I
comments
was
she'd
asking.
made, and no, they declined and said she hadn't broken any laws. So
That's just that's isn't that like that reminds me of just dictatorship. But I know you guys want freedom of speech, man, but you guys need that. It's like a I feel like it's a human right, not just a right of people. Like that should be everyone's right to have freedom of speech. Say whatever you want, man. I don't care if you offend me, it's still freedom of speech.
yeah,
I
we haven't really got freedom of anything anymore, have we? And they're
mm,
slowly taking more and more away. So
yep, even over here, man. You can't say shit. I mean you can, but there's always the fucking woke mob after you.
morning, Shady.
World's going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, I did see some not no British political, but bit of world politics today about um, drone strikes inside Russia and Russian missile strikes on eastern Ukraine. They seem to be pushing it a bit more on the news again for some reason. I don't know why. They stopped showing so much of it, and now they've started up again. So, it's obviously been going on the whole time. So why they should, just pick and choose what to show us,
Because it's the media wants to push their certain narrative, and also we had the recent Israel Hamas war or Israel Palestine war or whatever you want to call it. I personally don't give a shit because it has nothing to do with my country. The only thing I care about is my southern border because I have family down in Texas, and this is good yet bad news. I had a cousin who recently entered this world. He was born a couple days ago, and he has to grow up in this fucking hellhole right now. We need a good president that will fucking close our border. I understand there's a national park there, but I don't care. I'd rather have national security over a fucking national park.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
there
care
is.
about I don't care about migration of fucking animals, bro. I'd rather have my national security fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's I saw something about the Rio Grande, and there's uproar and arguments between US and Mexican governments because the US are holding back the water from the river and have been for a long time. Um, and that's part of the border issue. It's because Mexico just probably, their authorities are thinking, well, we're just not going to do anything about it.
I saw a news story from my town. I'm not gonna say my town specifically. I just say I'm from Jersey, and I border Pennsylvania. That's all I'm saying. But they're sending fucking people up to my town, bro. There was at least that was this news story. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was a Texas bus that was a bus that had Texas plates that was dropping people off here, and
Yeah,
I don't know if it's illegals or not. But if it is, bro, I'm most likely going to be part of those protests because, dude, I don't want those people entering my home. They're not fucking entering my house. No, sir, Bob. Nope. Mm-mm. I may have extra room
no,
to
and
look for different areas.
that's your choice to do that, isn't it? It's yeah, it doesn't um yeah, it doesn't go down too well when immigrants are sort of mass housed in areas that haven't got anyone else of that ethnicity.
Hmm.
It's not so bad when it's a town that there is a big community of migrants, immigrants, or whatever. But
I don't care if you come here legally. You could come here legally if you want to start a new life. If, like, I understand. Look at all the stuff that's going on in Haiti right now. I feel for those people, man. I do. It sucks what's going on in your country, but we also have laws to come into this country. You can't just come here illegally and expect to just come here and stay here. You have to do it legally. That's what I'm pro immigration, but legally, legal immigration.
Oh yeah. Same. No problem with legal immigration at all. None at all.
Now I understand if there's bad people coming here legally, I know there's a lot of loopholes. People could like come all sides. Like I'm actually thinking about fucking Vincent Vega coming up here to fucking show the flaws in my logic. I understand, but I don't like. I wouldn't say I'm a law-abiding citizen because I break the law every day. I ride a bike at night without a light on my bike, so that's technically breaking the law. But I'm just, I don't know, man. I don't really give a shit about what's really going on in the immigration and anything. I don't like illegals. That's pretty much it. Come here if you want. Fuck the illegals. That's all I say. And then this one pisses me off. The fucking trans day of visibility is Easter Sunday, basically, buddy.
Oh, yeah. There was something going on here last Sunday in most of the big cities. Easter celebrations not going ahead properly, and didn't see too much of it. But I know Mark Kelly was live, and there was some trouble at Speaker's Corner. And morning, Bruce. Good morning.
Literally, Biden, there was like an Easter celebration at the White House, and Biden banned people from.
Morning, Alec.
Big up, sir. Let me jump in. Hold on, Cam. Hold on. Yeah, I'm good.
Good evening. Good morning.
Yeah, it's the evening still. It's a drama. Here,
Yes,
mate.
sir.
Now, I came here because I knew that there was rules and regulations to come to this country, as it would be if you went to England. There's rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And it absolutely, as an immigrant coming to this country, it absolutely pisses me off. Excuse my French. If somebody tries to bypass what you have to go through, a legal thing. Now, I knew that there was going to be a 6 months sat on my bloody ass doing nothing, and I had to go through so many loopholes to be in this country.
Mm-hmm.
But I did it legally. Everybody knows going to any country, there is a legal system to go through. If you're going to come here illegally to any country, no, get out, because there is a system to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just teased me off. Like I said, over here in the US, you got all the dreamers, you got all that crap coming on where, people come here illegally and whatever. So it's just that I was just listening to you about the people come here illegally. I'm totally behind people like you, because I know that there is a system coming to America. This is what you got to abide by. Because I tell you what, from day one, if an illegal immigrant is going to come to your country in the wrong fashion, why would they abide by your rules going forward?
Well, they won't.
They got no incentive to, have they? They're just going to carry on as is.
Exactly. Same as if you went to England and whatever. It's like, it just teased me off.
We
listening to all this stuff,
Yeah, we have criminal gangs forming up in New York because that's where they're sending a lot of the illegals, and we have criminal gangs forming. These illegals are forming criminal gangs, bro.
Good morning,
mate. The biggest gang problems is like if I'm in Mississippi, I've been to Mississippi a few times, and we get border control with their green and white cars parked in different things because, places like Mississippi and Louisiana have got a massive slave problem. Even in this day and age, there is a massive slave problem. Now, I can be in Mississippi getting loaded. Every now and then, a white coach will turn up with the blacked out windows. A whole bunch of foreigners get off that coach, and they disperse. But my problem is, how did that person come across and get to that position that a white, comfortable, air-conditioned coach is transporting them to a truck stop and they just run everywhere like rats? It's crazy. When they come off, they just disperse. It's like,
they probably just buy a ticket to get them as far as they can and leave themselves with a couple of dollars or something.
Right, because I've been in Laredo and I've been stopped by which was pretty sketchy. When you get stopped by about 6 or 7 blokes with automatic weapons in green outfits and in the middle of nowhere, and they want to pull me over and stuff like that, and they want to check your truck, check underneath, and check everything else out. I've never come across that, and I've never been back to Laredo since then, because that was creepy. With everybody's
I wouldn't
holding
blame
guns except me, because I can't carry a weapon. That was
Mhm.
Yeah.
sketchy. So
Is it just because you're British and you got to wait a certain amount of time, or truck drivers not allowed to carry anymore?
well, I'm a tanker driver, so we can't carry any type of weaponry.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Mm.
of course, yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they've developed like tire beaters, which is literally a baseball bat, but that's the only thing we've got to beat the shit out of somebody, But
Yeah.
but on a chemical plant, we can't carry any type of weaponry.
Understand that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're supposed to, like, if we get hijacked, and we've had that recently training. If we get hijacked, we're just supposed to give them the keys and walk away, and then just notify the company, and they will notify the police, and they will follow your truck. But it's sketchy. It's really sketchy,
Yep.
Yeah.
Being here, seeing what really goes on. It's a drama, mate. It's nobody's in control of your border. Absolutely. Now
Absolutely not.
I've picked up from El Paso, and I mean I've seen that stupid like fence and stuff like that. They got to realize that people dig under fences. It doesn't.
Mhm.
You can
Yeah.
put up a 50-foot, 100-foot fence. It doesn't matter. They burrow under.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is there like massive tunnels going from Mexico to Arizona? Why is that?
Yeah, that's what I was
2 seconds,
saying
Chris.
about the I said to drama about the Rio Grande. I saw a documentary about Mexico and the US have come to an
Mhm.
agreement now, because the US were holding back the water in the Rio Grande River, which obviously runs from North America through Mexico.
Right. That's been
Um,
going on a few years. Yeah.
yeah, and
That's
the dry riverbed is just like a roadway. You know what I mean? Straight up to the border.
Mhm.
It's bonkers.
I saw that thing a few years back about the water thing. It was like, wow, yeah, because water is the most. I mean, it's one of those few things that we need to live. That we need in life. It's
Yeah.
not about gold and stuff like that. Water is such an asset. It's like incredible.
Well, it's the life giver, isn't it? It's the life giver.
Exactly.
And withholding it like that just in case California or Nevada gets a bit of a drought on and they need to water their lawns.
Right.
If it was me, they say it's for generating power, but it's the river's that historic. I don't really understand them damming it and stopping the water going to Mexico, to be honest.
Right. I mean that water is more powerful than a bomb in this country. It's more powerful than oil and everything. Oil. I mean, water is just a lifeline, But they don't want to accept it here. So that's my take on it, anyway. It's a drama, anyway, because you're up in like Tony Soprano land, anyway.
I hear that too much, bro.
I know, but every time I go through there, I always think I start playing that stuff. Like, woke up this
Capiche?
morning.
Capiche?
When I go across the turnpike and stuff, makes me laugh. So, but at the moment, I'm in Alabama. I'm trying to. There is tornadoes going off everywhere in this country, mate. It's crazy.
How the sirens down there, buddy?
I know. It's like I'm trying to dodge everything at the moment. I've got mates like saying, "Oh, crikey, have you seen this?" No, just leave me alone. But yeah, this is some weird weather at the moment. It's like really warm. It's like 8 o'clock at night here, and it's like in the 70s at the moment.
Yeah.
It's crazy warm. There's been a big thunderstorm came through here once earlier on, but I'm just waiting for the next thing. I just want to get out of here because I keep seeing about these tornadoes everywhere.
That scares the hell out of me. I'm glad I don't live near a place that has tornadoes.
Yeah, that would scare me.
I've come across a couple.
I'd have to have a bunker.
No, I've come across a couple. I tell you what, the first time, like when you come across one, it's the weirdest thing to look at, because I came across one in Arkansas, and I didn't know what on earth I was looking at. There's just this big like spinning thing, and I'm like a fully loaded tank, and in Arkansas, like most of that place is derelict, so you can't turn around in the road. And I'm watching this thing, and I videoed it, and I sent it to my mates, and they said, "Jesus Christ, that's a tornado." I said, "Okay." I just and you just keep trying to drive, and you're trying to work out which way can you avoid it. And then I saw one in South Carolina. I mean, these things are like impressive, because there's so much power behind these things. You know, when you once you get into like an F5 or even an F4, you know, I mean, they're crazy. They will pick up a
Yeah.
semi-loaded truck and throw it like it's like a toy, you know.
Yeah, that scares me. That scares me. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, so I put a picture out once before, like the one in South Carolina. It's like that thing was mental. That was so big.
Yeah, a few of the US sort of YouTubers watch homesteaders and fishermen and that.
Right.
A lot of the fishermen sort of from that area, Alabama, Virginia, and the Carolinas and that have all gone south. I know Florida gets it bad as well, but you know they've all gone south to do their fishing stuff. And all the homesteaders in sort of the Appalachians are all getting unseasonably warm weather.
The Appalachians got hit tonight. West
Did
Virginia
they?
actually got hit with even in the mountains. Now I was there a couple of weeks back, and they had like fire problems, and suddenly tonight they get hit with an almighty tornado going through the mountains, which they've not seen
Oh
that
dear.
before. There's like about 150,000 people without power.
Jeez.
And like I say, I'm trying to dodge that stuff, but yeah, this tornadic stuff is crazy at the moment because it's so bloody warm. You go in the north and it's like bloody cold. Like you know, I'm on my way to, well, I'm in Alabama. I get offload in the morning. I go down to Savannah in Georgia, back up to Detroit in Michigan,
Ooh,
and
cold.
but those temperatures is like, God, they're like about I don't know, about 5 or 10 degrees. Whereas at the moment I'm sat here tonight and it's like 21 degrees,
Yeah.
and yet it's like flipping 8 o'clock at night, you know. So drama, I'm talking to ministry in British terms. So,
That's all good,
and I have
bro.
to keep trying to flip between like American and British temperatures, but the temperatures here tonight is like bloody warm, you know, bloody warm. So
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
think
good with Fahrenheit.
I'm learning the lingo. I'm learning the British, or sorry, English lingo.
yeah, I miss it. That's why I've got into this British community, because I miss the British. I've been in this country for like 9 or 10 years now. Now I miss the British terminology, and I find it like I bloody love it. Once you start listening to British terminology, it's funny as heck, you know. And that's one thing I lost coming here, is that you can't joke British type stuff because you Americans don't realize our sense of humor. So you just suddenly switch off. You don't even tell jokes because you're wasting your time, you know.
I tend to. I mean, let's see. I don't even remember the first sense of like listening or watching anything that's from the UK. I'd say I'd say the start of it all would be me listening to Ingested. They're from Greater Manchester.
Right. I mean, like if you listen to like ministry, the people you get on ministry, like you've got young Zara in here, you've got different people that got very different accents.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but even though like England is so very, very small, but yet you come here and you've got like, I mean, the North and even New York, and like your sisters, they're rather rude actually. They do speak like worse than we do. But
I'm
yet when you come
walking here.
south, yeah, but when you come south, it's a lot better. You know, if you
It's
deal
so
like
friendly
the
down there. I
Carolinas,
love it
right,
down south.
right, but yeah, once you go north, yeah, you guys get like crazy. So, and I've had so many people like speak to me in the wrong manner. You just take it and you just think, yeah, whatever, mate, because I'm gonna just leave here in a minute. You know, it's just different, you know. But I miss that's the one thing I miss about being here in this country. I miss British humor. I miss the British terminology, and listening to these channels, and you listen to them, and they talk my lingo, and they understand stuff. Whereas an American listening to some of the stuff, whether you, let's talk about it. Hardcore something like gamer, it's going to lose your
Yeah.
ass listening to that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely,
But
bro.
I sort of understand what he's saying within reason, But once you talk like I was from London, so once you talk like middle of England, coming down south, absolutely brilliant. I love listening to these channels, and they're good channels. There's some drama, which is boring as crap. It bores the shit out of me. I don't watch
Yeah,
it.
I chose the wrong name. I definitely chose the wrong name.
No, you didn't. No, I'm just saying. But something like I don't watch many of these British channels, but because there is. They get some silliness in it, They're saying, and people like Ministry. He's a good kiddie. I don't give a toss. Somebody spitting bullets at him. He's a good kiddie, I don't understand the silliness that goes around this crap, So, and I was in the live earlier on, and I get that some people that have got disagreements with him are trying to ask me to say hello and stuff like that. Big up Ministry. I've got no problem with him. I don't try and pull me into crap that means nothing to me,
Yeah.
If somebody's done me
That's
no harm,
that's all this
why would I
started.
want to get into it? Right.
Yeah, that's all this started. I'd been away from YouTube for ages, and
Right.
just come back and automatically get dragged into something that I've been refraining from commenting on in chats, and I've just been going about my normal friendly around the chat business. Couple of jokes with people.
See,
A
I've
few
always found you
hellos.
funny because Zara put me onto you. To be fair, Zara put me onto you when I came into Jamie's channel one night, and Zara said, "Oh, you might want to follow these people," and Zara did put you up, and I always find you very comical, and you're straight as a die. I've never had a problem, and I've never seen a problem with you. You're just a normal person that likes a good giggle when it comes onto YouTube or whatever. There's no
Yeah.
malice. So I don't
No.
understand why anybody would want a gun for you. That's boring to me,
Yeah. Morning then. I did react a little bit a couple of times yesterday, but then I took a couple of posts down and thought, fuck it, I'm just not going to respond at all. Block,
It ain't
block,
worth
block,
it.
and I don't block people, and I blocked a few people, and that's it. That's the
Right.
end of that. Unsubbed from channels, blocked a few. That's it. Job done for me.
That's the best way. If it doesn't work for you, don't watch it. Don't listen to it because it's you're just wasting your time,
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. So blame young Zara, the live bird. She's why I'm still here. So and drama, yeah. Big up America, mate.
I don't even know how I got into this area of fucking YouTube, to be completely honest with you. I was just I was literally on a track phone. I was on a track phone, and I was just scrolling through YouTube because I was bored as hell. And then I just got a live notification that open panel. This seems interesting. And I was on Jamie's, and I had a school-issued Chromebook, and that's how I would fucking join panels and shit, bro.
Jamie just came up in my. I was watching YouTube. Now that would have been August the 13th, because August the 14th was just a horrible day. But August the 13th, he just suddenly come up my live chat. It was like, you need to watch this guy. And there was him. There was I classed him as Marco, but it wasn't. It was what's his face? There's another guy that sat, and there was Wolfie, and there was some other people, and it was just just an okay chat. And I said, look, I'm coming on here and blah blah blah, and this is what I was talking to him from Chicago, and it was just an okay chat. And then unfortunately I woke up to some crap the next morning. And you just sort of stay within these channels. Now there was a lot more of these British channels that I was watching, but they just got silly, and I can't be doing with it,
I watch very few, and I'll be honest, I watch very few. And
I'm
not much for. I'm not always on the tube, and I'm not much for watching long live streams back. Certain
Right.
people, I'll have a look at their lives. But I'm sort of person who watches a live most of the time. I watch
Right.
certain people back to see what they've been up to. Um,
Yeah, because I mean, there's some weird, there's some weird customers in this community. I just don't follow them. I'm not even going to mention names. Once you get like a little bit too weird for me, I don't watch it because it's I can't
yeah,
be bothered. I really can't be bothered. Just
yeah,
saying.
yeah. I was on with Shady last night and having a chat and just nice, quiet like this, just nice, chill chat. And he was going off on a few tangents, and I was trying to rein him in and talk about subjects.
Yeah, I don't watch him because
And it was nice, and it just chilled and then a certain person came on panel and I left.
Right, and I can probably guess who that was. But I'm just saying, there's an awful lot of these channels I just don't watch anymore because it's just like, and I watch you, I watch Jamie, I watch Zara at times, and sorry anybody else, but I just don't want to get involved. I just
Yeah,
don't. I can't be bothered. It's not that I'm being disrespectful to your channels, but I just can't be asked to listen to crap. I
yeah,
just can't be
It's not
bothered.
your issue.
Right, because people get on there and they get like personal and crap like that, and I ain't doing that stuff, I ain't doing that
Mhm.
stuff. So I don't watch a lot of these British channels now. But Zara did put me onto a lot of channels, and there's some good channels in here, but once you go drama wise, that ain't it for me, I'm not interested. So and I can make, like I said, people can have a pop at you, ministry. You're a bloke. I understand what you are and stuff, and I don't give a flying toss about what if somebody, like I said, you've never been wrong to me, and I don't ever believe I've been wrong to you. So
no,
I can't get pissy with you when there's no reason to get pissy with you. I can't do it. I just
no,
can't do it.
no.
So
Yeah. I sort of I've always said it, and I know a few others say it as well. Tyrone for one.
right,
I always treat people how I expect to be treated myself. It's as simple as that. I never go on the offensive after people if I have a little bit of a tiff with someone. I'm
right.
always sort of defending myself. But like I said, I've blocked a few, unsubbed a few. So and if said people, which I'm not going to name, are in any chats and having digs, there's going to be no response from me, none at
Right,
all.
because it's like even when like people have like a pop at Zara, I know Zara's got her opinion, but again, Zara's never been wrong to me, so I can't get pissy with somebody that's never been wrong to me. And I've even stated that in somebody brought that up one day in a live, oh, why are you talking to Zara? Well, and like I said, she's never been wrong to me. Why would I not want to speak to somebody that's been fine with me?
Yeah,
I can't
morning, Paul.
do that stuff, So. Anyways, that's my take on it. So
So have you
yeah,
got
but
an overnight layover for your drop off in the morning? Have you?
no, because it's all including the price. Like I said, I'm only 3 hours away from the customer. I wasn't
Oh, right.
supposed to offload this till Thursday, but now I've said to him, tell the customer I'm going to be there tomorrow. So I'm offloading it early. It pays good money. I'm good. I'm bloody good. So
Yeah, on to the next one. Morning, Robert.
yeah, then I go up to I go across to Savannah, then up to Detroit. Then from Detroit to Pennsylvania, then back down to the same customer again for next Tuesday. So I'm busy for the next week or so.
Yeah, some long miles.
It's about I'm going to knock out about 3,000 miles, which isn't, that's not crazy miles. That's easy miles, 3,000 in over a 7-day period. And the next three customers, I don't do anything actually. I actually just sit in the truck while they connect their pipe work and they just offload this crap. So I'm good with that, to
Yeah,
a point. As long as it's pouring down and thunderstorms, yeah, they can stand out there and be like drowned rats. I got no problem with that. So
yeah. Well, it is that time of year, isn't it? Like you said, with all the tornadoes comes rain.
this has been crazy because this came across my. I mean, because you had
Morning then.
when you look at tornado, the tornado alley, that's like
Good morning.
kicks off
Morning.
in like Oklahoma and starts working its way across. But there's been tornadoes in Oklahoma, Ohio, West Virginia, which is in the mountains, which is kind of weird, and here in Tennessee. There's a whole bout of them, which is like, yeah, I don't want to be in that crap.
No, that's a big storm. That's a big storm.
They're everywhere at the moment, which is kind of weird, and I'm watching one of these live channels on YouTube, which is what's his name, Ryan Yall. He had a live tonight. There's about 90,000 people on his live because
Wow.
you've got all these different people like following it, and they've got camera shots and crap like that. And then they start calling out names that I've just been through, and then they're getting closer and closer and closer. I'm thinking, God, do I just keep my foot down, sod the hours? I just need to get out of this area,
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, who's just joined? Is that Zara?
Oh, it's Nin.
Nin. Hi.
Good morning then.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Who is this?
Nin.
Nin.
Let me take the comment off. Nin. N-I-N.
Nin. Okay, that's a rather unusual name. So,
I'm
I've seen some different ones, so I'm rather yeah. So sorry, ma'am. I'm just not used to that one. So
Drama's gone. You good,
Nope.
Nin?
she's gone as well, by the sounds of it.
Just
Yeah,
muted
Drum.
him, I think.
Yeah, Drama, just bugger off back to New Jersey, mate. I'm avoiding that area like the plague now since that bloody boat hit that bridge and wiped out that bridge. That's crazy in Baltimore.
That's really mad stuff there. And people
Yeah, that
have
was
been
like
reporting other bridge collapses all over the place as well.
that's what's going on. The
Yeah,
problem
that
here
was
at the
mad.
moment. Go on, ma'am. Sorry.
That was crazy. I saw it as well. That was crazy. Was it a female who was captain?
I have no idea, but I mean, it was a 116,000 ton boat that lost control by all accounts and wiped out that bridge. So
I heard
once
it
a
was
mast like that hits it, you got no chance,
Yeah, I heard it was a female captain as well. I was like, oops.
I don't know. Like I say, once you got like a mast like that, if you look at the video, it loses power. I mean, and they're talking about the fuel on that thing, which is what's the bloody oil they use in those boats? I mean, there's going to be like lawsuits going on for years because there's still, unfortunately, 6 people buried in trucks in cars somewhere under that water.
Oh,
They found
dear.
2, but they haven't found the other 6 workers. So there's going to be 8 workers that are going to find dead, buried under that bridge thing. Because I mean, that was a few days ago, so they are well
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Then you've got a lot of these shippers saying, "Well, hold on a minute. Once we can get out of here, we are going to drop those containers at the nearest port. That's down to the receiver to pick it up. Then they're going to get charged daily. So there's going to be a whole bunch of lawsuits with that one. Now, no boats currently can get out of Baltimore or back into Baltimore because that bridge is still going way under. It's just collapsed.
Yeah.
And then you're talking 600 million. They're saying it could take 18 months to rebuild that bridge. Baltimore's never going to recover from this because
No, it's too much money runs through it on the barges, getting stuff into the
right. Everybody, they've got 18 months to work this out. They're going to go elsewhere. So Baltimore is just never going to recover from this. And I know Biden can say, "Oh yeah, taxpayers are going to pay the 6." Well, the last time I looked, somebody was driving that boat into the building, into the bridge.
Yeah.
Surely somebody else is liable. Why would taxpayers be liable? I mean, there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be lawsuits going everywhere on this crap, you know?
This is a warning signal to, I mean, all of our wonders, natural wonders of the world now are getting destroyed by these huge cruise ships who pull up right next to like places like the Greek islands and Venice, and they'll roll in and drop off 30,000 passengers a day with no regard to the impact it has on these areas of natural beauty. And one of these days, they're going to destroy one. Like you just hear about a cruise ship plowing into one of these holiday destinations.
Yeah, it's only today I saw a video. I don't know how old it is. Probably someone's posted it back up because of what's happened, but it was a container ship docking in Istanbul, maybe, just taking out two of the biggest cranes you've ever seen, and half the dock that it was supposed to be docking at to be unloaded.
Right. Yeah, because these boats are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, they're just a gigantic mass that you can't stop. You know, if they're going to go somewhere, all the tugboats in the world is not going to stop that boat from going somewhere. You know.
No.
These things are crazy sizes. You know, and I don't know whether it's just a thing that it's got to, like, this is the biggest boat. No, this is the biggest boat. No, this is the bit. Everything seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and these things are gigantic. You know, especially like what the young lady's saying about like the liners. You go down to like Miami and stuff like that. I mean, the average. I mean, what was the Titanic? A couple of thousand people. The average like liner now is like 6,000 people. I mean, these things are just mental. They're just huge.
I've seen special music cruises, and you pay a lot of money to see top bands on cruises, but like you said, it's 6,000 to 8,000 people. So,
and the impact it has on sea life is just insane.
Right, yeah, because you're talking about I mean, a lot of these ships. That's what I was trying to think of. The bunker oil. That's what that container ship was blaming it on. That there was a poor quality of bunker oil. So that's another lawsuit going on, because they're going to start trying to charge the people that supplied the fuel to that vessel. They're saying it was dodgy. That's what knocked out that, that boat and whatever.
And it's like, it's like when you go on a train, when you use the toilet on a train, the sewage goes straight out onto the train line, and the cruise ships are the same.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that about trains, but thanks for that, young lady. Yeah, I didn't know that one, but anyway.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid with the old.
That's why you're not allowed
Southern
to use
Rail
them
lines.
stationary.
Yeah, Southern Rail lines with the old brass handles to get in, the old clicky clacky doors. I remember. The toilets.
I remember those ones.
Yeah. When you flush it, you could hear air sucking it out as you were going along. And there were signs like "Don't use the toilets in the station."
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I remember.
Yeah. I remember getting on those
disgusting.
bloody British Rail trains from like Southampton. When I would go up to see like the family in London, you'd go to Waterloo, you get off at Waterloo from Southampton, and you would get on the underground system, which is like 45 stops, and you get to Dagenham. And yeah, I always remember those handles, exactly what you just said. Those
the brass handles, right? Yeah, clickety clackety handles,
Bloody hell, yeah, I remember those things.
I don't want to start sounding like a Karen, but the food on these cruise ships that gets wasted is horrific. They're just really bad.
You want to come to America? You want to come to America, and you will see how much food gets wasted, because everything here is like supersized crap, And trying to eat this stuff, trying to eat this stuff is like, I don't know. Ever since coming to this country, now I've been here 9 or 10 years. The food is way different than England. England, I had no problem like eating a decent lifestyle and being able to keep the weight down. You come here, the crap that they pump into this food and stuff like that, and the portions is just crazy. That's why, unfortunately, everybody's big. And I'm trying to fight that crap, because of what they pump into the food.
I'm trying to discreetly chow down on some chorizo. It's so nice.
Bloody wish I had that here.
My
See, I
dog's
miss
giving
things
me
like
those eyes.
I miss the things like fish and chips and stuff like that. It's so when you go to a
Do you know,
foreign
fish
country
and
that you
chips are really
suddenly
expensive here now because of the Ukraine
Yeah.
war. It's like
Are they?
20 quid. Yeah.
No way, 20 quid. Jesus
for two.
Christ.
Yeah.
I remember when I left England, I was paying about 4 quid. 4 quid for a decent cod and chips.
Just
20
just
quid.
a piece of cod at my local chippy is well over 5 quid just for the fish. So fish
Yeah.
and chips, fish and a small chips, which is a scoop, is I think it's about £8 something. If you want a large chips, you're talking 11 quid. Fish and chips.
Yeah, see, because like
Yeah.
next week I'm back in Atlanta, and I'm going to go to Cheesecake Factory. That's a pretty close to like British cod, or as far as you can go for
Okay.
like fish and chips. But it's still like bloody expensive for what it is, and it's not like a proper battered cod, it's like little, almost like 2-inch squares. I mean, it tastes like it. I'll give them that, but it ain't cod and chips. It's not like a proper cod
Yeah.
and chips, and I miss that
Is there
stuff.
a city nearby Atlanta? Is there a city Olympus near there?
Olympus.
Yeah. Near Atlanta, there's a city called Olympus there. It's a right dump, apparently.
I'm about 30 miles outside of Atlanta. Atlanta is like gun culture. Everybody gets shot in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go to Atlanta. And I try to keep, like I said, go on.
There's a streamer I followed for years on there, and he was live streaming 24/7 when there was all the George Floyd protests and the BLM riots there, and that was insane. It was something else. That was one of the best live streams I've ever seen. That was just so exciting to watch, all kicking off. It was mad.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into a lot of that stuff. I mean, there is a lot of issues here. And it's, I understand that you can come across that it's a very one-sided thing. But I don't get involved with that politics. Now, if I'd come to this country illegally or if I was dead, yeah, I could vote. I could get involved with the politics. But Republican, Democrats, they're all just as bad as one another, They don't give a flying toss about anybody here.
No,
it's all about
it's all
about the money,
Yeah.
I think to a large extent the police brutality issue is a non-partisan one, though.
Right, the policing. Now, I've come across a few jerks here, and I've got nicked over the years for speeding and whatever. But when you're talking of a system that's got, like, you talk about country, right, hundreds of thousands of policemen. Bearing in mind, there's a lot of policemen shot every year, shot dead, which is accepted here. That is absolutely not accepted in England. But here it's just accepted. It's just one of those things. But yeah, you're going to come across, once you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of people, you're going to find bad apples. And I've come across a couple of those jerks, But, that whole, it's that gun culture here and stuff like that. Now, I've never fired a gun here. I've never fired a gun in my life. But that is just a normal lifestyle here. Now, you can't change a gun culture here because there's 300 million guns in circulation they can't even trace. So it's like, and I had a brother-in-law, he's got like 27 guns. He's got 2 hands, but he's got 27 guns. It's like 5,000 rounds of ammunition and stuff like that. These guys get crazy with it, which makes no sense to me.
No.
It's just understanding that culture. I don't argue with the American about how they run their country because I'm not American, I'm British.
I was going to say, if we had the rights to do it, we'd probably be the same. It's just that we're not allowed.
Probably.
But in England we have a knife problem. It's
but
like
not that many people actually have knives, do they? Really, for weapons?
I don't know. I assumed there was a knife problem because more people get knifed because people getting shot in England. It's like here. You got this dumbass running the country at the moment, excuse my French, who's saying that he's going to bring in more restrictions on getting a gun license. Do you think the bad guy even listens to that? No. So
No.
so I don't understand that culture that he thinks that it's like it's just dumb. It's just really, really dumb, you
I
know?
don't know if I've only ever met two people in this country who owned guns, and neither of them have been legally owned.
Yeah,
I-
I've
yeah,
got friends who are legally licensed for pest control, shotgun,
Yeah.
rifle, but it's extremely hard to get a pistol license over here. But
Here
yeah,
is
I've got friends who they qualified gamekeepers, but that's not their main job. You know what I mean?
here it's easy. Now I'm here as a green card, so I'm a visitor. But in Georgia, the state that I live in, I can walk straight into and I can guarantee I get a license within 24 hours because
Yeah.
I've got no convictions and I'm a green card holder. But if you go to a gun show, you don't need to show any type of thing. You can just buy it. There's no
Yeah, I mean, you can be on antipsychotic medication, or like you can be on a prescribed
exactly right.
medication
Exactly.
and still get a gun.
Yep. And
Which is
that's why there are so
insane.
many gun shows. And there's always gun shows from about March onwards. You can guarantee there's a gun show somewhere in Georgia. And you can go up there. Now you
Okay.
can buy yourself like, I don't know, 10 semi-automatics and stuff like that. It's no problem. All they're looking for is the cash. They don't care. You know, it's just insane.
Jesus. Yeah, it's a lot of money in it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't understand that we, you know, our culture in England, we're not brought up with guns. So it's a little bit different being here. But here it's just very normal. And like if you talk to somebody, they'll talk about they want this gun, they want that gun, it does this, it does that, and you're thinking, what are you talking about? A gun to me is
I
just a
know,
trigger.
like
I can't define the
I
difference, you know?
I got in a debate with someone on Reddit actually about this, and they were saying about, oh, they can't take away our right to bear arms. They're going to come and get us in a box and take us to the gas
Oh,
chambers like
yeah.
Jews. And I'm like, mate, no one's going to come and put you in a box.
Exactly.
Like, this is just fear making you want these guns.
That's what they're doing at the moment. They're talking about this. There's going to be another revolution and crap like this. No, there ain't. There is so not. I mean, there is.
No.
You know, half the people that will come knock on your door, they're so for gun rights. That ain't going to happen. So I don't even listen to that bollocks. Excuse my French, young lady. But that's just
No.
absolute garbage, you know. But
Mm.
here,
Yeah.
it's just normal thing. It comes through the news channels and like here, it's very controlled. Like in England, when I was in England, I never got that. I never got that feeling that like a British news channel would tell me how I should think. Here, you
No.
absolutely do. You've got Fox News, who's very Republican. You got CNN, which is like Democratic. It's way different. It's in your face, and this is what you're
The other
supposed to
thing
think.
is this true, that's really messed up about America? So, like, say if you've got like a problem with your bowels and you're thinking, oh, I might need a colonoscopy for that, you'll get adverts on the TV for like colonoscopy clinics
Oh, there's adverts for
and
everything in this
shit. And there's a
country.
clinic
Yeah.
for everything, you know?
Yeah, because they want you to go to the doctor because there is so much money in that whole debacle. When it comes to like I've got obviously I've got health. You got to have health insurance here. Well, no, you haven't got to. But if you got health insurance now, I pay like $260 a month, even if I don't even go to the doctor. I've just got to pay that, and then I've got
Yeah.
like $7,000 deductible and all this other junk because it's a money making process here.
Yeah. It's a business.
Do
Yeah,
they
I mean-
advertise
isn't it?
like on the TV? Do you get adverts for like antidepressants and stuff?
Oh, you get, like I said, you get adverts for everything. Like only in America.
Weird.
And I'm sorry if Sadrama's listening, but he knows what I'm talking about. If I'm driving down like a motorway, I will see signs for like lawyers because everybody wants to be sued here because it's all about the money. It's just very, very different here compared to England. Like I never seen signs like that in England when
I
you
bet.
know.
I bet when you
Mhm.
sue, it's a lot quicker. Like here, it takes 3 or 4 years. I'm waiting I'm waiting after a crime to start a compensation case. Even the CPS is going to take a year and a half. Then the compensation case is going to take 3 years. I
I
bet
don't know.
over there
think.
it's like you convert that to months in America. I bet.
I don't know. Never been in that predicament. But here it's absolutely about God. Even with what I do, I'm a tanker driver here. Now, a tanker driver in England, I'm sure, is an awful lot different. But you come here, you've got to have the cones out, you've got to have this out, you've got to have all the proper regalia, because somebody's watching
What?
you. And if they want to sue you because you didn't do that specific thing correctly, that's how it rolls here. There is a lot of things. Yeah, it's just an awful lot different from the years. I've been here like nearly 10 years, and I don't ever remember being in a situation in England that I have to operate here like this. That you got to watch your P's and Q's. You can't say this. You can't do that. You can't park like this. You can't do that because it's just crazy. It's very, very crazy compared to like England.
And in China, I've seen videos where people will sort of put a child there who's like had an accident, she's bleeding or whatever, and she'll sit there on a bench asking people for help, and no one will stop because
Right.
no one wants to get involved or make any calls or anything, and it's
Well,
everyone thinks it's a scam.
Yeah, here they've got like if you don't have like health insurance, you go to like what we have in England, like the ER, and that people will only go if they have to go. But the ER won't turn them away. So, and that's why if you talk to an American, they can't understand our health system. That you wouldn't get turned away if an American came to England and broke their leg. England's not going to say no, sod off back to America to get your leg sorted out. They're going to sort it out.
Yeah.
They don't do that here, and that's what the Americans can't seem to understand, that we have a health system. I mean, like whichever way you take it, the national health worked for me. The few times I used it, I can't knock it. I ain't gonna knock it because it worked for me. So, but coming here, it's like I say, once it comes to health and stuff, it's all about the dollar.
Yeah. I
Absolutely
can't
about
knock
the
the
dollar.
NHS in any way. I've had lots of surgeries and they
Right.
look after my missus and when she
Right, and
needs it.
you would know because that is way
Yeah.
different than I've ever. I mean, I've been there with a
Yeah.
couple of broken bones and blah blah, and that was it over the years,
Yeah.
But
I
boom,
I
in
have
there, sorted.
Yeah, I have had a gripe about our local super hospital because they opened it too early. And look, it's like I put a little video up the other week and it was like minimum 12-hour wait in A&E.
Wow.
And there was two other hospitals sort of 10 miles each way from this new one. And the maximum at then when they were both had their A&E departments was 4 hours. So I did have a little gripe about that, but other than that, I won't knock the NHS.
Yeah, see,
Management, yes, because they tried to rush everything and cut corners.
Right. Yeah, see, like I say,
And dentist.
You're what?
And dentists. The dentists here.
Dentists here
terrible.
are mental. They've got this. I mean, if
It's
you
hard
look
enough
at
to get one over here.
no, but if you look at an American, I mean, Jesus Christ, they got no problem spending 50 grand on these, like their whitest teeth that are all exactly the same length, and it's weird,
Turkey
It's
teeth.
just
Yeah, it is weird.
and when they smile at you, they got
But
this dead straight line.
But we're opposite the scale. We're like third world level dentistry here.
Well, I mean, I can't. The last 10 years, I can't speak on England because I've been in America, so I can't speak on what on earth is going on in England for the last 10 years. But it's just here. It's just like it's the vainness. It's just
Yeah.
it just blows my mind, that people spend $50,000 or $70,000 have all their teeth wrenched out and have like these implants because they want to be able to smile with the best smile, you know.
Yep. And you can tell they look like they've had like lip filler because you can tell the teeth are
I
almost
know,
too
because
big
they'll be
for
about
their
80
mouth.
years old, and yet
Yeah.
they've got the whitest of teeth that have been through all these years, and yet they're like,
Yeah.
ding, you got the
And they're
shine.
just dead straight as well. They just like look
Right.
like they're drawn with a ruler. I say, yeah.
I'm just happy to have most of mine left, and I've got a couple of gaps, but you know,
So have I. I've had 3 taken out because I don't mess with them. If they like, I just take them out. I've had 3 taken out. That's it.
yeah.
So
I've
I don't
had
give, I
I've
don't
had
give
about
a flying
4.
monkeys
Yeah.
when they say, you know, oh God, the British, you got this teeth. I'm thinking, oh yeah, fuck you, you know. Just looking at these guys, they just, excuse my French, but looking at these, you know, over here, it's just scary. It's just scary, you
I
know.
used to do county level hockey, and I had my teeth smashed out time and time again.
Oh,
And I
okay.
Yeah.
smashed the roof of my mouth was shattered, my jawbones are shattered, so I can't implants.
Jesus, woman.
And
You
I
sure you weren't
can't
fighting?
actually get.
You were not fighting.
I was
Hockey's a
wing
violent
attack,
sport.
and I was wing attack as well, and I was absolutely fearless, did not care.
Damn.
So yeah, but there's areas I've lived in. I've moved around recently. In the last 3 areas I've lived in has had no NHS dentists. You just could not get a dentist, and I've had
No.
to wait. I mean, now 4 years I've been waiting for some new dentures after my last. I had an operation on the roof of my mouth
Mhm.
because after my last accident, I had to drink through a straw for the rest of my life because the roof of my mouth is like the wrong shape, so I
Ouch.
kind of choke on drink. So yeah, and I've been
So
waiting
are
4
all dentists
years for dentures.
are all dentists then national health now?
No,
No.
but even with some of the private ones are just ludicrous money, and I just haven't been able to afford it. Like the consultations and everything, and to get measured. There's not many denture clinics anymore either.
No.
Like a lot of them say,
We've got
if
an
you need dentures, we can't take you on.
we got an NHS dentist in the town that I'm in. And any time you go in there never seems to be anyone in there. I got struck off their list. This is a few years ago because I was in hospital having an operation and I missed an appointment. Explained to them, they didn't care. They struck me off the list and said you'll have to wait 18 months to go back on. 3 years
Yeah.
later, they still wouldn't put me back on their list, so I had to find alternate dentist. And luckily, I managed to find a Bupa dentist that would take NHS patients. But I've got to travel 20 miles for it.
Yeah.
And
And what I
I
found
still pay for treatment. You know, I started there when I was still working for it, so I paid for all my treatment.
Oh,
But it was because it was a Bupa one, and my wife's on benefits, and we were having family credit coming in because my
yeah.
wage wasn't enough. Because of family credit, I got like a 20% discount or something, and I was happy with that. I was really happy with that. But they
Yeah.
kept me on. They kept me on when I lost my job, which I was happy about because lucky to get in there.
See, that's the thing here, is that like you say, you know, if you lose your job tomorrow, you come under like something they call Cobra. So you get this like health system to a point, but then like I say that the whole everything else, that's all on you. It's just weird that I don't know. I mean, there's some. It's like credit. I think I was watching. Must have been Jamie's earlier on. Jamie was, and somebody was on there about credit. Like in America, credit is absolutely everything. That can define how much your healthcare costs, how much your car insurance costs, how much everything costs to you. If you got crap credit, you're going to pay a whole bunch of everything everywhere. Whereas in
Yeah.
England, it doesn't come into that. But here, it's all about you've got to have like excellent credit, which means you got to borrow on credit cards. You got to show that you're paying back and stuff like that. It's way different. And I was listening.
Yeah, even
Go on, man.
it even comes through. I watched a program where there was 2 girls, right?
Mhm.
And they used different laptops, and they both had different salaries, vastly different salaries, and they were Googling things like the same holiday and the same items on Amazon, and they were getting different prices.
Exactly. That's
And
the weirdest thing
it's to
here.
do with your whole credit score thing. That,
Uh-huh.
okay,
Yep.
she will spend a bit more money. Yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of funky. That is like the weirdest thing I've ever come across here. That your whole life absolutely does evolve around credit. Now, I think on
Yeah, I
Jamie's
mean,
channel earlier on, somebody was saying, "Oh, God, if I ain't got the money, I don't pay for it." Well, you've got to go through that grinder here. This is a different culture here.
Yeah, I had problems
Yeah.
getting anything on credit because I would never have a loan off the bank. I've never had a credit card.
Absolutely.
And then when I
That-
tried to fucking buy a car, not new, only a couple of years old, but I wanted to pay sort of 1/3 down and then the other 2/3 on a short finance.
Right.
And I had to go through all sorts of rigmarole because I had no credit rating at all.
Uh-huh.
I had that
And
when
I
I
had to get a
wanted to rent a
guarantor.
house.
I had to get a guarantor. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I had that,
Just to fucking
and
buy a car.
I'd never
Excuse my
had a
language.
credit card, and I'd
Mhm.
never needed to borrow money. But the estate agent said, "Well, that's not a good thing." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it is. I've got no debt." And they were like,
Right.
"No, we need to see, you know."
See over here. Now, the average American's not a problem to have 20 or 30 credit cards. Now, the credit cards here has just hit historical levels of like $1 trillion. It's never been that high because the cost of living is crazy. So people are going to like your groceries, credit card, your phone bill, credit card, your TV, credit card. People are up to their necks in it at the moment. Now, according to like Biden and the rest of them, everything's fine because if you want to know what's going on in this country, talk to truck drivers because we see what's going on in different states.
Yeah.
And things that ain't good. Things are absolutely not good. I see so many homelessness. I see so many people living in tents. Jesus Christ, tents.
Yeah.
We're in a modern society, and yet I'm seeing hundreds of people living in tents under bridges and whatever.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what's going on in England, but here it's getting crazy.
Yeah, I know a little bit about it because I watch a few videos on when people travel through America's most deprived areas, whether it be the cities up in the north or the small backwards towns in the south, and it's surprising.
And even people who are a step up from that. I mean, there's lots of people who live like in wooden shacks and trailer parks, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you go to something like Virginia, there's a whole load of people living in caravan. What we class as caravans, they class as like double wides and stuff like that. But it's a caravan. I don't know why they call it, but they do. And if you go in like the north, yeah, I mean, there's people living in, and even in like Mississippi and Louisiana, you got people living
some
in
of the
places that they can't even
locations-
afford to get it repaired. So they got tarpaulins on top of these roofs.
Yeah,
And
and some
this,
of them are like literally next to a dual carriageway.
yep, and see, and that's the weirdest thing lately. Like in Georgia, absolutely in Georgia, they're starting to take away so many trees, and it's like where the company I contract to, they got a big yard in Atlanta. Now, for all these years, I've been so used to coming down this road and you see all these rows of trees and blah, blah, blah. Suddenly, all those trees are gone. So, the dynamic looks completely different. And suddenly, all these people that had this silence within reason, now they got to look at a motorway. It's going on all over the place. Everybody's like taking down trees.
Have you noticed since COVID, there's been this big thing about wood, like the wood trade?
Yeah,
well,
It's just going mental.
COVID never affected us truck drivers. I mean, there was 2 weeks that there was no cars on the road. That was fantastic because they just left us alone. You could drive like a village idiot in the right lane, left lane, whatever, because there was no cars. But I don't know. I mean, the vid, I've never come across somebody with the vid, to be fair. Like I say, and there was different things brought up at certain shippers, which is now gone. It's like, the vid, yeah, what was that all about? It's just gone.
Did you see any military activity while you were on the road during lockdown?
No, there was just us truck drivers because 75% of America is moved by truck. So that all I saw was like 2 weeks of just semis, no
No,
cars.
no, no aircraft and that.
Nope.
Because
I
I was
mean,
thinking, this is probably some massive military operation. We're all at home, and they've got freedom of movement now to move stuff.
No, I mean I mean, even now, over the next few weeks, I could probably see a huge military build-up. Now, there's two colors: green, which is going to Ukraine, and sand color, which is going to Saudi or going out that way. Because, and that's what makes big money here. That's why America's at war with most of the time, because there's too much money involved.
Yeah, I lived in Saudi for a while, and like the main social area there is the embassy, and you get to see all the FBI guys and stuff. It's pretty mad.
Yeah, because I mean, America's got a huge build up in Saudi Arabia, which it stores thousands of military vehicles. Now here, you will see, like in Georgia and I think it's Virginia, that has the biggest movement of like military vehicles, which they're going out in the desert, because they are
Do you know
sand
what?
colored.
I reckon Saudi could rival America for the amount of guns per household.
So, I tell you what, Saudi, with all due respect, Saudi is like China. That is not a country you would ever trust, because
No.
all they do is go with it. I mean, all they're interested is them, which is so weird. Because, like I say, being out when
They're
like
so
if you go out to
racist, aren't they?
right, but if you go out to something like in America, to Odessa, which is the biggest oil platform in the region. Now, there is billions of gallons. I mean, it's an endless supply. I know they say we're going to run out of that. No, we're not. We are so not. But it's crazy that one of the biggest refineries now in America is owned by Aramco, which is Saudi Arabia, because these guys control America. Like, there's a lot of countries buying into this country. You've got China, which is buying up a lot of Iowa, which is like the breadbasket of this country. You got Aramco buying up all the oil infrastructure. There's a whole bunch of countries buying into this country, and it's just mind blowing,
Argentina had to change their laws because Saudi was buying so much land there that they owned more of Argentina than Argentina owned land-wise. They're doing it in loads of countries to just buy so much land.
But that's what's going on around,
Yeah, China are doing it in Africa, aren't they?
Yep.
Are they?
Getting the oil-producing countries in debt by offering them infrastructure, but they've got to be allowed to have their own community, their own military outpost, and obviously their own police. So,
I think as well, it's like in Canada. Some of the ports they've got are owned by the Chinese. China has their own police force around some of those ports, because they class that as like we said in like Little England, Little Britain, whatever.
yeah.
But they've got their own thing. They've got their own security forces, their own military. They've got everything. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely
We
strange.
used to do that though, didn't we? I mean, Britain used to charge a toll, and we had the right to go on board everybody's ships at ports all over the world.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if you go into like certain parts of Canada on those ports, you're not able to have access because that's owned by China. So you can't even go.
Oh, nowadays, yeah. This was like in the 1600s.
Right.
In the height of the empire, we were allowed to just go on board. And just
yeah, big up England.
I
know,
like
it's
just
of
the world.
Yeah, but it's just weird, like I say, living in this, this today's society is so different,
It's fucked up. It really is. It makes you feel very small.
Yeah, Zara's comment there about Kensington Street and Kensington Avenue, scary stuff.
I go there. That's in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly, yeah.
And that was the weirdest thing, because I got loaded there, not drunk, but I'm talking about loaded on the truck. But I got loaded there God, it was last year. And they said to me at the time, you need to hurry and get out of here. And I said, why? They said, because Biden's coming here. And Biden came to the port there, and then they started shutting down the airspace. They started shutting down everything. And it was just the most crassest thing to see. You got Biden over here on my left with the nice little flag backdrop and junk like that, saying the world is
Yeah.
fantastic thanks to America. And then 3/4 a mile to my right that I'm going through is Kensington. You got everybody drugged up on fentanyl, cranked over in the road and stuff like it. It was just madness seeing the two, the two extremes of the world, and yet it's only 3/4 a mile apart. But according to
Yeah.
Biden, the world's great. I'm not
Yeah,
thinking
the
Biden,
live
jerk
streams
off.
of it are awful.
Yeah,
Well,
because that
that's-
fentanyl is so cheap, and I
Yeah,
tell you what,
good
to
old
see
Chinese.
somebody just cranked over and asleep is the weirdest thing to see. It's absolutely
Yeah.
the weirdest thing to see. And I think here it's like
and
about $10 or $15 for that fentanyl stuff.
it's such a contrast to Amsterdam, where you'll have people sat down on the floor on magic mushrooms, and they've got the biggest smile on their face, and they'll generally have like some vegan hippie with dreads sat next to them, babysitting them, saying it's all right, he's fine.
I know, but here these guys, there's like I think
so
it's like about a
different.
40% chance you could die from this crap, and it's so
Yeah,
cheap,
exactly.
but they
And
still
the
do it.
state of them,
They
they
still
poo
do it.
themselves and everything, don't they? And just wet themselves and that.
Yeah.
They do everything, and like if you're going to cardiac arrest, you've got to have that whatever that drug is they put into him. If not, you're dead. You're gone.
There's adrenaline.
That's it, adrenaline.
No, yeah. I nearly said
Here,
Novocaine then.
I've
yeah,
seen some
here it's
proper.
just a massive drug problem.
Yeah, I've seen some. There's all the synthetic drugs in it. It's. But I've
Yeah.
seen some proper mushroom freakouts in Amsterdam. To be honest.
I've had some neurological issues at the moment, and I've been a guinea pig for the doctors at the moment, and they've put me on loads of different drugs. And one they put me on recently was called mirtazapine, which they thought might help me sleep better. And I couldn't speak properly, and I was like frothing at the mouth, and I couldn't
Bloody
walk.
hell.
And I fell over and I cracked my head open so bad. Like I've actually had treatment for a head injury for 6 weeks now. Like
God.
it really, I felt like I'd done spice or something. I think some of these pharmaceutical drugs, and in the end they said, don't take it again. I think you're just one of these people who just heals naturally. We're going to just keep you off everything now.
Yeah, stay off it.
Yeah,
No, I mean, I had like diazepam and stuff like that. When I was involved in a motorcycle accident, I got taken out when I was like 21 years old, and I've had a back problem. And I remember about a year after that, the doctor come out. They didn't read my medical records. Now I was already on diazepam and stuff like that for this back problem.
Oh.
And they put me on some Voltarol stuff and things like that. So I ended up the next day I woke up. I ended up in an ambulance going to the hospital. I thought I was going to die because they never read.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I've never taken medication because
it's the interactions, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. It freaks me out. So the only thing I take is like Aleve, which is like it's not ibuprofen, but it's I mean it's a headache tablet. That's all I take. I don't take nothing else because I get paranoid about anything like prescription wise, so I don't touch it.
Same. Yeah, but I'm all right with weed.
Yeah, I can't touch that because we get hair follicle tests, so that goes back 6 months, and you can't take drugs because you're screwed.
Do you know what? I used to work at a drugs substance misuse centre, and I got regularly tested, and I used to take CBD, and I passed every single drug test. The gummies I used to have were high strength ones from abroad, and they were great.
The first time they brought in about 3 years ago, they brought in a new type of drug testing here for truck drivers, and 53,000 drivers failed the first month.
Wow.
So,
I wonder if it covers you for CBD. Yeah. CBD is quite a good high,
I don't know. There's a lot of, you got to realize that a lot of the truck drivers out here is like ex-military. So they got some issues going on with a lot of these guys and ladies. There's a whole bunch of people. And once you start sticking them on drugs as well, it gets crazy. And I've come across a few people you think, God damn, that's why so many of us truck drivers, when we shut down at night, we lock those doors and we don't answer Even people knocking on the
American
windows, you
trucks.
just don't answer. You know.
Yeah.
American trucks are way better than British trucks, aren't they?
Well, I understand. I mean, I've got a Freightliner. If you look on my video, you'll see it. Now I've got a Freightliner, and yes, you can lift the bonnet and you can get to the engine outside. Whereas obviously British trucks is cab overs, which you just lift the whole bloody thing. And I remember working for a couple of companies that you'd have stuff in there. And when they lift up that bloody hood, all your stuff goes everywhere. But yeah, I mean, the roads here are like most of the roads are pretty good. And I mean, this truck does like she'll do about 83. Not that I want to do 83 miles an hour, but she will go 83 because she's unrestricted. Now I've put
Yeah,
1.
but like the cabins are a lot more snazzy. The lights are more snazzy. They have loads better paint jobs. Like
This,
I've got two sons, and they used to be right into trucks. And
right.
whenever we'd like look at trucks, the American ones were way better, like to look
You,
at.
you can earn good money here. Now, I left school at 16 years old because I thought I just want to get out and get a job. So I'm not the most educated guy, but you can absolutely drive in one of these things. You can earn crazy. Now, like the last financial year, I earned $302,000 driving this thing. Now, yes, it's like you say, it's got 2 beds. I've got a fridge. I've got everything else, the microwave and all that stuff, you know. Yes, it's a home from home within reason. Um, and yeah, like I mean, the single life guy coming over, yeah, you can earn fantastic money because you've got no restrictions. Now, I'm divorced, unfortunately, because the trucking took took my side, but I do very well out of this now, you know, doing what I'm doing and stuff like that. So yes, you can earn like really good money as long as you
What
get
do
into a
you
niche
think of
market.
people who? What do you think of people who sit and play Euro Truck Simulator?
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff. I'm not a
I
games
mean,
person. I'm
like,
old
but
school.
you could
I'm
be
old
doing
school.
that and getting paid.
Yeah, no, I was watching one channel, and he was watching what I do because sometimes I'll go live. So people like on Ministry's channel, sometimes I've been live, so you can see what I can see, you know,
Yeah.
in America and stuff like that. But yeah, recently I've not even been into that because just stuff's pissed me off with YouTube, excuse my French. So I've stayed away from it. I just took a break because YouTube can get very toxic. Now I understand, like I say, people want to see vicariously through my eyes what goes on. Like at the moment, let me show you. Hold on. Cam. Hold on. Change settings. Camera. Front camera. Back camera.
Yeah. Just a few sort of motoring channels, American ones again. A lot of them have been buying early 2000 Scanias and Volvos and importing
Yes.
them.
See, that's a
And
Volvo.
they love them. They absolutely love the quietness of them. But then they
Right,
pimp them
but
up as a daily ride.
okay, but
You know.
that Volvo. If you look at that Volvo to my left, like on that
Yeah.
screen now, that's what they call an 860 Volvo. Oh, there's two 860 Volvos. Those are like not cabos, but they got the engine under the bonnet,
Yeah.
so you can lift like the hood, like this, you know. So you can
Yeah.
lift the hood on this truck.
Yeah.
Um, yes, I'm stuck behind this guy because this is a scales thing, you know. But these American trucks are way different than British trucks, you know. So
Yeah. I've noticed
Yeah.
that the guys that they take out for a first drive in, say, the one guy imported a Scania.
mhm.
You know, he went over the spec of it in the video and carrying weight and everything. Showed his mate, told him, you know, it's only a twin axle, but it can carry this much weight in Europe legally. And the bloke was like, "What? A truck this size?" He said, "Well, wait till you drive it." And it took him a while to get used to it. But as soon as he did, the bloke fell in love with it, and he said, "I've got to have one. I've got to have." You know, obviously he wanted a Scandinavian truck, so either a Volvo or a Scania seems to be the go-tos.
Yeah, you don't see Scanias and stuff here.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
say,
probably
you see those
why.
Volvos because they got like they've got the American-made Volvos. Now, if you look, hold on, let me show you outside because I'm at a truck stop. So if you look out here, See, that's what I got. But then if you look at all these trucks here, I don't know if you can go on like one screen. All these trucks here are like long nose ones.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
Yeah,
they're completely different than. Hold on, let me read. They're completely different than British trucks, you know.
yeah.
Mm.
And
And
like
I
this
bet,
one,
I suppose you haven't got the issue of and the stress of immigrants as well so much.
oh, they employ a lot of immigrants. See, could I
No, I
tow
mean
this thing?
like jumping in the back of your truck.
Well, no, you ain't gonna get a. You're not gonna get a passenger in
Yeah.
my truck because I don't take passengers.
No, I mean like when you're a British truck driver, as soon as you go through to France, you can have people jumping on the back and sneaking in the cargo.
Right, but you got to be careful. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes, like I say, I've been down to like the Mexican border down near oh bloody hell, what's it
There
called?
you would, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to be careful. So sometimes you look now, like I said, the one time I got stopped by, it was like about 5 or 6 guys, like all dressed up in military gear and they're holding automatic weapons. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, and I scared, it was like scared the bejesus out of me because I've never seen stuff like, I've never been pulled over by something like that. And they wanted to inspect my truck, inside, outside. They wanted to inspect the tank, which is, yeah, that was unnerving. I didn't care for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it goes on all around the world. It's not just going on in England or whatever. You know, there is immigration problems all over the world.
Yeah.
And how they're coming in, whatever. You know, like I say, I got a problem coming to this country because I knew coming to this country there was a procedure, and I went through that procedure. So why on earth should somebody else come here free of charge and not have to go through what I had to do? I had to sit on my ass for 6 months to prove that I didn't need any money from the government and whatever. Then I had to go through different interviews and crap like that. But you know, I did it because like if you went to England, there's a procedure. It's really
Yep.
simple. Just if that country doesn't want you, they don't want you. You know? So it annoys me, you know, when it comes to immigration stuff.
Yeah, I met someone once who her boyfriend was in prison, and I went, "Oh, what for?" After a while of knowing her, and she said it was the funniest thing. Him and his friend let some people in their car when they were driving back through Dover for
Oh,
$5,000 cash. And they thought,
oh.
oh, well, it's easy money. And then they got
Yeah,
caught and they got like 6 years in prison for it.
damn.
Yeah. And she said he was so stupid. Never do it again.
Yeah, there's like certain areas you would go here, and it's like if you go to somewhere like certain place in Tennessee, everybody is Mexican. It's I
Really?
mean it's just yeah, and you go into like there's a certain truck stop I go into to get fuel because it's cheapest fuel. And you can
Yeah.
guarantee everybody is bloody Mexican. Excuse my French, but everybody's Mexican, you know, and everybody's talking in Mexican. I don't know what they're talking
Yeah.
about, and it kind of annoys the shit out of me because I don't know what they're talking about. They could be saying, "Hey, this guy's a bloody jerk," you know,
Yep.
because I was always told if you're going to go to a country, you're supposed to learn their language. Well, no, they don't learn the language here. You can talk
No.
whatever you want, you know, like I said, and I've been to places. And I don't know what they're talking about, you know. And I always tell them, you know, speak to me. I'm English. Speak to me in English. I don't know
Well,
what you're saying.
I've just moved away from North Wales, so I can sympathise with that. They all
Hmm
talk Welsh there. Unless you've
I
got no hope of learning that.
I think that's the good thing about England. See, if you like, if Sarah's being here, if you listen to her, she talks with that like that great that Liverpudlian accent, and you get that
Yeah.
Welsh accent. There's certain accents that I could listen to all day, even though I'm British. I could happily just
Yeah,
listen
but
to the way they talk, you know.
no, the Welsh language though, they literally talk Welsh.
Oh yeah, you're talking hardcore then.
Yeah.
You're talking like I don't even
Yeah.
understand that. So,
In the north, if you're from England and you move there with your kids go into a porter cabin for 6 months and learn to speak fluent Welsh. Then they go into school and all the lessons are in Welsh.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
dedicated Welsh schools in the south, and there is
Mhm.
You know, Tyrone can speak Welsh, and
Yep.
you know, he's just down the coast, so there's
Yeah.
big
It's a
pockets
hard. It's a
in the
hard
south as
language.
well.
It's a hard
It
language.
is
Though.
so hard. Like double L is the. That's pronounced
Schla.
as TH. Yeah. Like, and Wales is Cymru, which is spelled CYMU, which is Simru.
Right. Right.
CYRMU, but they pronounce it Cymru. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
I think the Welsh though. I mean, I've known a few Welsh people over the years, and I think the Welsh talk fantastic. They if
I
you
love
talk
them.
to, right? I mean, like the normal Welsh that we understand with English, that sort of slang. I think it's great. It seems like I say with Zara B. Who's that other bloody Liverpudlian girl? There's another Liverpudlian girl on this channel in this thing that talks. And I remember even saying to Ministry one day, "Yeah, Ministry." You just,
Is it
uh,
Quaver?
Quaver,
Maybe?
that's the one.
Quaver
I,
Raver.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember coming on Ministry channel one day over something else, but it was just the way it said, "Yeah, Ministry." I thought it was funny because I just think it's great the way they talk, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm from London, see, I don't talk like a Londoner. You listen to somebody like London Girl, stuff like that, they do talk like Londoners, or Dave, what's his name? Dave, he's gone quiet. But there's a few people, they talk like typical Londoners. And oh God, who's that other chap from London?
It's John, Nathan,
No, the other guy,
um,
West Ham supporter.
Hammers.
Hammers. Oh my God, he sounds like Del Boy. Once he gets going, he always makes me laugh because he sounds like Del Boy. I like listening to all that. Like I say, I could listen to that all day because you just don't hear that here in America because there's just none of that. So I like listening to this community when they're talking like normal stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the bureaucratic, crap. That bit don't interest me. But the funniness, it always just makes me laugh, you know.
Yeah. It's America's changed so much. Like in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s, America was fucking awesome. You know, when we had the trips to all those shuttle trips, and like with the space, NASA was just such a big thing, and there was so much vision of the future, and
Right.
like there was so many good movies coming out of America. Spielberg was at his height, and Americans themselves were so open-minded and so like, I don't know, the military as well actually did its job with protecting rather than just going in and destroying sort of around that time. And it'd be good if we could see America get back to that kind of like
It's not going to
status
happen.
again.
It's not going to happen. The problem is you got the elections coming up now. One of them's going to win, Biden or Trump. Nothing's going to change. I mean, the thing is, it's like when Trump was in, he did all this stuff for 4 years. Biden comes in, changes it back to where it was. Another guy comes in, changes it back, and then it gets changed. Nothing really happens here because it's all about wars. Because there's so much
Yeah, I
money,
think
you know.
both sides. And I think it's really not. It's not political. It's more science based, you know, and economy based. And I think, you know, I mean, like there's so much that goes on.
It's the senators that get elected in pulling strings on behalf of
Mhm.
parent companies and all sorts going
But
on.
I think
You know,
higher than that, you've got these global fucking companies like, you know, Amazon and Facebook and Google that almost these political parties are almost just a PR system for them, aren't they? Really?
Absolutely. That's why politicians here should wear shirts like Formula One drivers to show who they're actually sponsoring.
Yeah, That would be funny. Yeah, like the McLaren labels.
Right.
Yeah.
And it would be because
Yeah.
you would see so many names involved because the
Yep.
politicians here
One
are
of the next.
multi-millionaires, you know?
Yeah, and also their diplomatic links. You know what countries
Right.
they're linked to diplomatically. Yeah.
Most of the politicians have dual nationality with Israel because of their contact with Israel.
What the fuck is it with Israel? Why does the West love Israel
America
so
thinks they're
much?
fantastic.
Fucking
You
why?
know,
Yeah, and us as well. Like, what is it with Israel? What's so fucking good about
well,
Israel?
A lot of high up people are of a certain religious belief, shall we say, and it's also to do with don't want to get too weird, but all the Masonic stuff as well.
right.
Secret societies and handshakes, and because our whether it be Biden or Trump, how can either of them justify what Benjamin Netanyahu has gotten up to? And not just recently. I mean, historically, he's
Netanyahu has
so
always been
right
a
wing.
warmonger. He's always been a
He's so
warmonger.
right wing. It's unbelievable. You
Right.
know.
So I don't know why on earth we would support a system like that.
I mean,
No.
it's just so fucked up when you think we're looking right into the fucking. We're dead ahead, steered towards a fucking massive iceberg of ecological disaster, food crisis, and we've got like 6 years before it hits, and all people care about is money. Money's going to be irrelevant. What will matter is forests and farming and keeping the population down, and nobody gives a fuck. So
Yeah,
scientists
but why are all
just
the
like
foreigners buying up?
bemused.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is like the Chinese and stuff out buying up Iowa, and Saudi Arabia is buying up a whole bunch of Iowa for the water.
Yeah, but the
This stuff
thing
they're
that's
going after.
yeah, but the problem is what we need is the unbroken, the forest that's never been deforested. Because what's happening is we're stripping everything of all of the things are getting tolerant to all of the pesticides that we're using and everything. So we're having to use fresh areas now. And so it's the third world countries that we really should be investing in. You know, the places like, Bali, Madagascar, places like that, and just preserving them because they are going to be like gold dust in 50 years.
Yeah.
But
I don't
half these
understand
countries
it.
though we've ruined.
Yeah.
Like it's like like oil in like
But
certain
surely
parts
with
of
all of
Africa.
with everybody migrating to all of the cities, surely they're just doing fine. They should be doing fine because everyone's gone, surely.
What do you mean?
Like, look at
From
Eastern Europe and Russia. There's forests the size of Germany. No one lives there because everyone's had to move away.
that's the same here.
So
You can
that's the
buy
areas
land,
that will help us survive.
right? But you can buy land here that's not even claimed yet in America. I mean, like when I go
Yeah.
out to like in the summertime, I'll go out to things like Wyoming and stuff like that. And you look back, and it's like thousands of miles of just forest.
All right. I thought when you said Iowa, I thought you meant like, in Texas where they have that kind of grid of farmland that's just been farmed and farmed and farmed and farmed.
Right.
But you mean like forest
Oh
land
no.
Right. I'm just saying.
over there?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
The state of
I get
Iowa.
you. Yeah.
Bill Gates has bought up so many hundreds of thousands of acres of farms, maybe millions of acres by now.
They all are.
Really?
Soybean and corn production farms.
Uh-huh.
Everything is soybean and corn production, all for
Right.
fuel.
Yeah, because that's also
not to
the
eat.
food basket of this country. Iowa
Yeah.
is the biggest. You got Idaho with the potatoes and stuff like that, but Iowa is massive. You go out there and all you see is farmland for thousands of miles. There's nothing else out in Iowa apart from farmland. I was out there the other day, delivering, and all you just like say, you go on for miles and miles and miles, and that's all you see is farmland. And yet, people like other countries like Saudi and China and stuff like that are buying up parts of Iowa. and
Yeah.
swallowing it up because of what it can produce food-wise and stuff like that. Um, I mean, there's a whole bunch, and it just seems ludicrous that you can go to a country and just buy up that country, you know? And it's
Mm,
not even talked about here.
it's insane. It's it's so big. It's on such a big scale as well. It's so hard to get your head around, isn't it?
Well, England fits in Texas twice,
I know, it's just insane.
and yet here it's
I've
like,
you just reminded me of. Do you remember the Harry Enfield sketch with the Americans in England, and they were going, "Hi, I'm from Bediddly Boing, Illinois. Let me show you my family."
yeah, yeah, you can't joke like that here because they don't get it. So,
What a guy! What
but
a
I know what you
guy!
mean. Yeah. So, here, young
I've heard
lady,
they're really
administrator.
sarcastic as well.
No, yeah, they are actually. Yeah, they always take the piss out of me. They always tell me I'm Australian. I say no, that's why we dumped everybody. I said if they want to get personal like that, I always remind them. But I need to jump out for about 10, 15 minutes. I need to go and go have something. So, young lady and ministry, I'll catch you in about 10 or 15 minutes if you're still alive.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
might
see you
be.
in a bit.
I might be.
See you later, geese.
I might
All right.
might close down in a minute. I don't know yet. It's nearly 3:30, so
Oh, bloody hell, yeah. All right, laters anyway.
all right, in a bit.
It's
Cheers,
mental
nomadic.
o'clock over here. I was surprised you're up actually.
Yeah, I've been doing many lives, and you know, I've slept for nearly 3 days. Sort of end of last week, so my body clock's all
Yeah.
knackered from having. I tested for the C thing, and it was negative, so it's just a virus. But cough, sore throat, and just knackered. So yeah, trying to get my body
Come
clock
on.
back in order.
You just overdosed on Easter eggs, didn't you? Come on, be honest.
Yeah. I did have an egg, but we did have the Cadbury's box that had 3 separate bags in it with all minis in it, and it was great because there was
Nice.
flakes and 12s in there, which are my favourite.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'll let you turn in then, and it's nice to have a catch up.
Yeah, it was nice, Nin. Nice to talk to you. I haven't spoken to you for a while, so
I
nice.
know, too long. All right.
Yeah,
See
too
you
long.
later.
All right, in a
Take
bit,
care.
Nin.
Bye.
Oh, I know. I say that because it's not real, Richard Gears Gerbil. I know it's just a man flu, but I had to do it because I've got a doctor's appointment on Thursday, and they won't let you in if you got the snuffles. So, and I've got to go in for a tablet review. Excuse me for acting like I'm back as a Jedi. I'm back as a Jedi. Desperately in need of a cuppa or something. I'm not that tired, to be honest, but I'm desperately in need of a cuppa, so I'm gonna have one more rollie. Before I go and make myself a cuppa, and then I'm gonna come back to the computer and have a doobery do or something. And another coffee. Clip that. Because some people get offended by big mugs of coffee and breakfast doobies, and it's classed as a breakfast doobie, isn't it? I'm just gonna have a rollie a minute, but yeah, it'll be classed as a breakfast doobie because it's like breakfast time for someone, isn't it? By the time I've made a nice cuppa and maybe had a piece of toast, it'll be 4:20 anyway, I expect. I'm sat here looking like Emperor Palpatine. I know. The fast is strong. Believe. Luke, I am your father. Or something like that. Anyway, Star Wars fan. Can't like that. Yeah, so I'll just have this rollie a minute. It was a nice chilled 2-hour live, over 2 hours. So, oops, there goes a tip. Not multitasking very well. I haven't had enough fluids, so I think I might even go for a cup of tea at this time of night. And just a normal size one, not a double size one. I've got a mouse's bladder as it is. No, Tara. No, thanks, Zara. I've never been into classy A's, if you know what I mean. Never been my bag. No, I've lost some teeth, but they're at the back, which is fine. So, and I don't need to be a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. I love cold pizza, Bruce. Yeah, I got a mouse's bladder. If I have a cup of tea before bed, I would definitely need to get out for a pee before I go to sleep. Big up, Don. Nice one, Don. Big up, fella. I'm going to be out now in a minute and see what's going on elsewhere. Maybe nothing, maybe something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I might go and say hello in the chat or two. Try not to cause trouble. I see trouble ahead where there is music, love and romance. Yeah, I'll go and chat in some chats and see what happens, but I don't generally go in chats causing trouble, so I don't know where you got that from. Right, Putes. I'm gonna put like a singing goat on or something, and I'm off. Whatever. Which one are we gonna do?
La la la, me 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 me. I once knew a man called O.J.C. He had a finger as brown as can be. He put it in his ass for just as long as it lasts. If you get me, his brown finger, there's only one place that brown finger came